Hey guys, welcome back. So this is a kind of impromptu video. I went out of town in the last video that I did with the re-unboxing. I mentioned that a little bit. But I never showed you guys what I went out of town for. So I went to a huge local bookstore that we know in the town over to us, and I got Gentleman's Alliance and a few other ones. This is volumes 1 through 6. I don't really know much about this series. I just know that I really want to collect more shojo. It's one of my favorite genres and I don't have enough of it. So they're around half off, I believe, in that store. So these were pretty cheap. Cheaper than I think I could get on Right Stuff, and they're not too yellow, so I'm excited. Next, I got Orasama Teacher. They had limited stock there, only 5 and 6. I know Viz has been pushing this a little bit on their Twitter and Instagram, so I've seen the conclusion of this. So I'm excited to kind of buy into it. It's, I think, a 29 volume series, so it's not too long, but I'm kind of excited to do it. And the yellowing on these volumes isn't so bad, and they also don't dip into the white of the pages, so I'm fine with it. Then we have what I've never heard of before, Ultramaniac. Now this one sounds really weird, I'll be honest, but the art is adorable and really classic shoujo, that super bright glittery style. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say no. And the yellowing on these volumes as well, for being how old as they are, is not really bad, and they also were half off, so I'll gladly take it. I just need to find one and I'll go ahead and start the series. And I do enjoy the art overall. It's very retro shoujo. Super big eyes, glitter on every page, you know, the standard stuff. Then we have another one that I haven't heard of too. It just looked really pretty on the shelf, the all kind of pastel blue 1 through 5. This is completed, Imadoki. And overall, just a really cute kind of cover set. Just pretty pastels, everything looks super nice. And it's by the same person who did Fushigi Yugi, so I'm kind of excited to have that. I have a few other series by them, but I know it's going to be good whenever I see that title. And of course, the yellowing isn't too bad on these, but the art is so good. She just has such a powerful art style that I just think really only she has in terms of shoujo. And sadly, this one it looks like a coffee stain almost. I didn't notice it till just now, but yeah, not too happy about that, but not too bothered either. It was half off, what can I do? Next up though is a haul. I didn't think I'd be making this early. So I've been looking for a reason to buy this series, and I finally found it. Everything you see here was under $5 each, I should say. The maximum that one of these cost was like $4.65 or $4.95. The rest were like $2.75, $3.75, super cheap. I have no clue why they were this cheap. No clue. No stains, no creases, no nothing. So, like, exactly, like, they're that cheap. Like, they're bright white, no yellowing, no discoloration, absolutely no bins. These are the new printing too, the brand new ones that just came out from Viz. I have no clue why they're that cheap. And next up is Spirit Circle. A lot of people have recommended this to me, and I found 2 and 3 there, so all I have to do is find one. And it's a relatively short series as well, so as soon as I find one, I'll read 1 through 3 and then just kind of see if I like it. And if I do, I'll just keep going. If not, I'll probably have to find a way to sell it. But overall, I enjoy the simple art style. Very cute, but it looks like it also can kind of go hard whenever it needs to. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I just need to find one. And next up is one that I've seen hauled quite a lot recently. Whistle. So many people have been freaking out about this series. And I know it is a good sports manga from way back when. Sadly, my favorite soccer is not printed in English. That's Area no Kishi, or Knight of the Area. And it's not printed here, and it's like 56 volumes. So I was kind of hesitant to get this one because I really want to get the Japanese version of Knight in the Area. So I don't know. I'm a little bit hesitant, and I know it's extremely expensive, but these were only half off of their base price. The yellowing isn't so bad, so I'll probably try and continue collecting this and see what I like about it. Next up as well is another one talked about. Now this is basically a non-ecchi, or at least a slightly more wholesome Shokugeki no Soma, aka Food Wars. So it seems to take itself a little bit more seriously than Food Wars did in the very beginning. And it's a little bit more wholesome and heartfelt. So I'm kind of excited to get through to this. I got 1 through 6, I believe, maybe missing 5, and then a random volume of 22. So it at least looks like it goes on for quite some time. And you know, I'm always excited for long-running shonens. I think longer the better for most of these. Yellowing's not so bad. Kind of on all sides versus just the top of the other ones, but, you know, doesn't bleed through on any of the pages, and, you know, we already have a waifu established. Peak. But it looks like it's got a lot of tender moments in it, and I'm kind of excited to read this because I'd love a heartfelt Food Wars. So I'm all for it. And next we have up a little weird one from my childhood that I didn't think I'd be picking up anytime soon, but Hayate the Combat Butler. This is a series I grew up on. I say grew up, but it was kind of in that age where after you discover that anime is a real thing and not just a cartoon that comes on Toonami and Adult Swim late at night, you kind of peek through it, and this is one of the first ones I've watched, and I just fell in love with it. It's super unique, super original, super cute. Overall, the gags are amazing. And it's super long running. Like, I did not remember this series being as long as it is. I think it's 56 volumes in Japanese, and it's still coming out in English slowly. So I got a lot of catching up to do. And I found something weird. So I've never heard of this series before, ever, from anyone on YouTube or in general on the Reddits. But it looks psychological as hell. So the only premise I could find on it was that it involved drugs and guns and high school boys aesthetically. And it looks mind-breaky as heck and like really dark and weird. Like there was a scene I flipped through once and a girl was freaking out because she was like on LSD or something and the other person's face was turning into bugs. Like, bro, that's sick nasty. I mean, it's wild and kind of gross, but like, I'm all for some psychological horror type stuff with real world elements. That's always the creepiest is when these things can be real. So I've got to find one, and I think it goes to 14, so I'll probably find one and then read all through what I have and see what I like about it and see if it's even worth talking about, because I have no clue, but I'll have to find out. And finally, the one volume I've been waiting to show you guys. The Holy Grail. I have been looking for this series for quite some time. I've only found one volume of it so far. It's the one you're seeing. I need to flip it around. But this is Monster Hunter Flash Hunter. This is a very old shonen that is close to the Monster Hunter games if you're familiar with the franchise. It stays as close to that as possible and has some of the best world building and characters I've read in one of these adapted mangas of a game or anything for that matter. Every single volume when I read this way back when was beautiful, and I am on a forever hunt to find the rest of them, and I will not stop until my wallet is bled dry. I am dead on the floor, and I have all 10 volumes in my collection. So you'll be seeing me hunt for this quite a lot in the next couple months. But I'm very fortunate to have found this for so cheap. Alrighty, well, we're at the very end, so if you liked it, subscribe, and if you want to see more, you know, go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you guys have hauled recently, and I'll see you guys next time.